Hey guys, Josh here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the last Dinobot from the G1 series. This one's going to be over Snarl. Now, before we get to the figure itself, I did want to make a correction to the video that I did of Grimlock and Sludge. I said they shared the exact same sword and all the rest of the guys were different. It's actually incorrect. This is actually Sludge's sword, and Grimlock's is almost exactly the same, except for you minus this tube here, and you might have a few other slight modifications, but it's not too hard to look up images of that to find out exactly what you're looking for. I just wanted to make sure that I corrected myself. I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. I just want to make sure if you guys are looking for that sword and before you go out and buy it on eBay, you have the correct information. So thank you for whoever pointed that out in the comments. Now let's go ahead and get into this guy. First thing that I wanted to show you is him compared with Grimlock there. So he's still a large figure. He's much larger than Swoop. Swoop is going to be the shortest and smallest out of all of these guys, but still very nice there with the comparison. He's just a slight bit shorter than Grimlock, but as you can see, whenever you compare him with other Autobots, he's a lot taller than Jazz and a lot of the other figures there. All right, now getting into the weapons. This is the Hasbro Takara version that came out, the very first one that came out after the Diaclone mold. And you had a gun, a sword, and a rocket launcher. Now, there was also the Classics collection, which came in the gold box, which was exclusive to Europe and also Australia. But it was the gold box, and it said Classics in the lower left-hand corner. Then you had the G2 release, which was also silver, the very first release they had with that. But it has a Tampograph G2 Autobot logo somewhere, I believe, on his leg. And it does not come with the rocket launcher. The second version was red, and then they came out, it was green, and then the third version that came out was red. So that's how you can identify those guys. Now let's take a look at the weapons. The first thing I wanted to point out was the little rocket launcher over here to the side. Cool thing about this, him and on Slag, they will fit in the shoulders, and either of the shoulder, it really doesn't matter. But something I didn't show off in the Slag video, it can actually fit there, or no reason you can take it out, or shouldn't have to take it out whenever they're in Dinobot mode, and you can leave it in there so they can have a rocket launcher. Even though he never displayed that in the anime, it's there. Spring doesn't work very good just because it's so old. Well, let's see if we can get a better one than that. Push the button, bam, there we go. So really the spring doesn't work at all. It's just the friction of me hitting that button to kind of knock it out. But, there you go. Little original rocket launcher there. Now this does have a much larger peg than the hole that will fit in the hand, so it does not fit in the hand there. Taking a look at the other weapons, you can see the sword here, so not too bad looking. And get a look at the gun. It's a nice little looking gun there. Mine's a little bit warped or crooked there. I'll have to put it under hair dryer or some hot water or something. But not too bad looking. One of the things that I have a positive and negative about this guy. This little thing is completely loose on there, so. But anyways, the things that I love about this guy is he's the heaviest. He has the most diecast of any of the Dinobots. Sludge is probably the next in line as far as the most diecast, but this guy definitely has the most, and he's very heavy as well. He also has the most gold chrome, so as you can see, he's got it here to the sides, here at the top, here down at the little Stegosaurus spikes, at the feet down here at the head, the legs there. Then you take a look at the back section as well. I mean, just a ton of gold all over. The other thing that I really like about this guy is he has, in my opinion, probably the best head sculpt of all the Dinobots. The only problem is it's super small for his very large body. Get that focus for you. The spot for his Diaclone driver is there, which only came with the Diaclone mold. The negative that I have is because of the way that he transforms into his Stegosaurus, he's very chesty, and they kind of needed that for the transformation. I'd like to see them finally come out with masterpiece versions of all the Dinobots. I think we'd all buy them. But this is something that, Masterpiece needs to take a crack at it and make him not so chesty. The other thing is the arms. Because of the way they're designed whenever they're in the Stegosaurus mode, they kind of have this weird swoop thing about him. So he has a weird elbow that's on top here. And it just doesn't look too nice. Now, as far as moving these arms, they don't just swing about. They actually have to pull out, and then whenever you release it, so they're on pressure you let go of it there, and they're going to lock into place, and they're not going to move there. So I guess that's kind of a positive, but also a negative at the same time. As far as his legs, and you'll see in transformation, they do separate there, but they're not one of those things like Grimlocked where they pull out to the side and fold down. They're a little bit more tricky, and they kind of slide back and forth every once in a while. The other negative that I have, and this is on my figure, these, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This came off on mine, and it's because the little rod that fits through here, and it's on this one, it can actually, over time, and this being a very old figure, it slides down, and it just fell straight through the metal, and it got in there, and then I lost it somehow. So it's something that I'm going to have to figure out how to repair, take this whole thing apart, but it's something to be aware of. If you ever look for this guy on eBay, you want to make sure they test these out. My guy obviously did, so he's basically just sitting in there. But let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. First thing we're going to do is pull this back. We'll fold his little head down there. You can go ahead and swing that back up there. Go ahead and pull these around. There we go. See, it's not too bad in Stegosaurus mode. It's just whenever he's in robot mode, it just kind of dangles there. So something to be aware of. Definitely wanted to point that out. Next thing is with the legs, we're just going to kind of move these back and out of the way here. So we just have some operating room. So go ahead and get that out of the way. Then with the leg section, I mean, first thing you want to do is push those together, but you don't need to yet. Keep those separated, and you're going to pull this around. You see that we're pulling this little waist section there as well. Then with this, you're going to bring this around. This is why you don't push those legs in yet. You see that little hole there, and there's that notch for the waist. Going to pull that in, and then when you push that in, these insides will go in that hole, so that's why you do that. And then you can push that together, put all that on there, put that head together, and then you flip down with just pull these out. Come on, give them to me. I don't have any fingernails. There we go. Let's see if I can grab this one. Alright, and then with these little fists, you're going to push those in and bring those around. This is probably my worst, or it is absolutely my worst condition, Dinobot and G1 figure that I own. So I'll probably end up having to replace it or do some adjustments as fixing it. But whenever you do get it into Dinobot mode, I do like it. Like I said, it's very heavy. It's the heaviest one out of all 5. With these legs up here, you can kind of move those however you want. You can put one a little bit more forward, this one a little bit more back, if I can get it that way. And you can kind of do him like he's walking. So, not too bad. Again, all that gold looks really cool. Another problem that you have is these little fists. You have to keep on pushing through here. They're just spring-loaded. So this guy has positives, you know, with all the die cast and all the gold, looks really cool. And it also has quite a few negatives as well, with this one being, I think, in my opinion, other than Swoop, being the hardest one to keep in good condition. Now, showing him off with the other figures. There he is with Sludge. Here's Swoop. There's Slag. And we do have the G1 Grimlock like I've shown you already. But we'll just put G2 in there. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will talk to you later. Bye.